energy is that it is very costly. It depends on it. It basically depends on the size of the panel and the power it produces. It's around like $50,000 for a standard unit. Now let's step aside so I can introduce you to the main source of our power, which is petroleum. The problem now with petroleum is that it produces pollution, is very inefficient, and as the market for petroleum goes high, our electricity bill goes high too. Petroleum is renewable, but the process of it takes time, which we don't have that much time to wait for another cycle of doing so to have petroleum. That is our main source of energy today. Now let's go back with my research, which is wind energy. We can harness wind energy by using wind turbines. Have you seen one of those towering wind turbine propellers that we have in the state? Now, in market, we're having a portable wind turbines that would cost around $500 for a 12-volt, 400-watt unit. It is quite small, like the size of a chair. We install them in our houses. You can have like 3 of them or 4 to help save us from electricity bills and the environment. The problem with wind energy is location. It needs constant wind supply to produce electricity. Now, in the island, because I'm going to show you guys my ideal house later on, but I want that house to be located on the windward side of the island because of constant wind, and I'm using wind turbines, portable wind turbines in my ideal house. Now, the overall cost of the house would be around, with all those technology, would be around $500,000 because of the cost of the technology that I'm using, which is quite not available for not that much available today. But later in the future, we're going to rely on one of this technological solutions. In fact, in the other parts of the world, they're relying entirely on solar energy, like Middle East or Las Vegas having. And I will now introduce you to what I built from scratch. And I built this from Google SketchUp. The house itself was pretty hard in terms of doing the thing from scratch, but it helped me, my mentor helped me designing the architectural ways of it. And I will now show you my ideal house technology. My ideal house would have wind turbines located on the rooftop, PV photovoltaic panels located on the rooftop, and double pane windows. I'm going to use double pane windows in all of my window part. Then next is curved front walls. Why? Basically to direct wind to my wind turbines, and also for the rainwater to slide down the curve to water my vegetation, and also for reservoir. White paint. As I mentioned earlier in the slide, it is an instant installation because of its reflectivity. Oversized windows to have a great use of natural light. And also it saves energy, and it saves electricity during the day by just turning off your light and opening your curtains. Next is important landscaping. Landscaping is also important. The reason why is, although it's an ideal house and is very, very efficient, it still emits carbon dioxide. By countering that, we can use trees and landscaping to absorb the carbon dioxide and release clean air. The location of the house is very important. For this particular house, I would like it to be, as I mentioned, located on the other side of the island, which is the windward side, because of its architectural shape and function. And that would be my part of the house that harnesses natural energy. I'll now show you the function of the shape of the house and why is it for. Wind direction goes that way, travels to the path and to the wind turbines. The rainwater would go down, stand on the rainwater path, and to the vegetation or to the water reservoir. Solar energy would be harnessed on the rooftop for by using photovoltaic panels. And oversized windows would be used for natural lighting and because of syncing. And to conclude, let's go back to my essential question. What kind of technology do to make our environments, make our buildings environment? Well, I address the main reason of our main problems that we have today with our environment, which is pollution, inefficient use of natural resources, and deforestation. I also mentioned and introduce you guys the solutions that we can do to save the environment or to help the environment from this destruction and global warming. Also, I created an ideal house that would somehow make you guys have a picture on what an ideal house would look like. And that answers my question, overall question. Now, with the overall project, it was very hands-on in terms of using the Google SketchUp and having to visit my mentor in his site, and also the process of doing Google SketchUp from scratch was pretty hard, and that was one of my challenges, because one of the challenges that I only been here in Hawaii for 4 years, which is pretty low. And as you can see, I'm not a very good talker. My grammar is very low, and yes, time management also is one of my problem because of I'm a senior and I have other classes that I have to focus on, such as math and English portfolio, which is due in May 6th. The ways I overcome this project is by watching YouTube tutorials for creating Google SketchUp, reading all the tutorials that are provided by the Google SketchUp program, and also talking to my mentor, which is Mr. Jobin, Engineer Jobin Escalante, for having me picture something that is very architectural in design and well engineered. But I overcome my grammatical errors in my paper by talking to my faculty mentor, which is Mrs. Armelita Lawrence, and also for evaluating my overall presentation. Time management was pretty hard, and I sacrificed going out with friends, playing basketball and everything, but just focusing on this. Saturdays would be all about this, meeting up with my faculty mentors and just do this. And that is my overall presentation. I thank you guys for evaluating and judging my presentation and for watching. And I also want to acknowledge my faculty mentor, which is Mrs. Armelia Lawrence, my parents, my senior project teacher, Mr. Sakawa, and my mentor outside of school, who is Engineer Jobin Scott.